you've been told a lie. It's a polite lie told by well-meaning dietitians and morning talk show hosts, and it goes like this. Fruit is always healthy. Eat as much as you want. If you are 25 years old and running marathons, that might be true. Your body is a furnace. But if you are over 65 and you are currently taking lisinopril, amlodipine, or losartan to keep your blood pressure from skyrocketing, that lie is dangerous. It is actively keeping you on those medications, and your doctor likely hasn't told you why. I'm Dr. Julian Vance. For 20 years, I've watched patients follow the standard advice only to see their systolic numbers creep higher and higher. They tell me, Doc, I'm doing everything right. I've cut the salt, I'm walking, I'm eating my fruit. And they're frustrated. They feel like their body is failing them. And that's when I look at their lab work and see a soaring level of uric acid. Most people think uric acid is only about gout. They think if their big toe doesn't hurt, they are fine. They are wrong. Uric acid is one of the primary drivers of arterial stiffness. It's a silent, microscopic sandpaper that wears down the lining of your blood vessels. And the biggest source of uric acid in the modern senior diet? It's not red meat, it's not alcohol, it's fructose. Specifically, high-dose fructose from certain healthy fruits that your body can no longer process effectively. Today, I am going to show you the one fruit I removed from my own father's diet to save his arteries, and why your healthy morning ritual might be the very thing keeping you on blood pressure medication. Let's talk about nitric oxide. If you take nothing else away from this video, remember this. Nitric oxide is the magic molecule in your blood vessels. Its only job is to tell your arteries to relax, open up, and become flexible. When your nitric oxide is high, your blood flows like a wide, calm river. Your pressure stays low and your heart stays relaxed. But fructose, the sugar found in fruit, has a dark side that the health industry ignores. When you eat fruit, your liver has to process that fructose. Unlike glucose, which every cell in your body can use for energy, fructose is a metabolic burden that falls entirely on your liver. In that breakdown process, your liver creates a byproduct called uric acid. Now, in small amounts, this is manageable. But as we age, our kidneys become less efficient at flushing that acid out. Our renal clearance drops. When uric acid levels rise, it does something devastating to your heart. It mops up your nitric oxide. It literally steals the molecule your body needs to keep your blood vessels flexible. Without nitric oxide, your arteries become stiff, brittle, and narrow. Think of an old, cracked garden hose left out in the sun. It doesn't expand when the water turns on. It just builds pressure until it bursts. That is the definition of hypertension. My father was eating a massive bowl of fruit every morning, grapes, cherries, and very ripe bananas. He thought he was being a hero for his health. He thought he was getting natural vitamins. But when we ran his blood work, his uric acid was sitting at 7.5. For a senior, anything over 5.5 is a red zone for blood pressure. I told him, Dad, you're not eating vitamins. You're eating arterial sandpaper. You are starving your heart of the one molecule it needs to breathe. I often get asked, Dr. Vance, why now? I've eaten fruit my whole life. Why is it a problem at 65 but wasn't at 45? The answer is metabolic flexibility. When you are younger, your liver and kidneys have a massive reserve capacity. You can handle the sugar spikes, but after 65, that reserve is gone. Your liver becomes more prone to fatty infiltration from sugar, and your kidneys are working double time just to filter your blood. Furthermore, the fruit you buy at the grocery store today is not the fruit your grandparents ate. We have genetically modified our fruit to be sugar bombs. We've bred out the bitter compounds and the thick, fibrous skins and bred in maximum sweetness. A modern grape is closer to a gummy bear than it is to a wild berry. For a senior, this high-velocity sugar hit causes a massive spike in insulin. High insulin tells your kidneys to hold on to sodium. So now you have a double whammy. The sugar creates uric acid, which stiffens the pipes, and the insulin makes you hold on to salt, which increases the fluid volume in those stiff pipes. It's the perfect storm for a stroke. This is why you can cut out all the table salt in the world, but if you don't address the fructose, your blood pressure will remain a prisoner to your diet. So, what is the number one culprit? What is the fruit I would never let my father touch? And I mean, not even a handful, after age 65. The red grape. I know it sounds crazy. Grapes have resveratrol. They're in every heart-healthy illustration. But here is the brutal truth. A modern grocery store grape is a sugar bomb. It has been crossbred for decades to be as sweet as candy, with almost zero fiber to slow down the absorption. 1 cup of grapes contains about 23 grams of sugar. If you're a senior, that is a massive fructose hit, straight to the liver with no breaks. Unlike an apple or a pear, which have significant pectin and fiber to buffer the blow, the grape is a high-velocity delivery system for fructose. It hits your bloodstream like a freight train. When my father switched his morning grape habit for something else, his blood pressure dropped 10 points in 2 weeks. His doctor thought his medication was finally working. I knew better. We just stopped the sandpaper. Other arterial agitators you must watch out for. Cherries. They are high in antioxidants, yes, but they are incredibly dense in fructose. If you are struggling with BP, they are a treat, not a staple. Dried fruits, raisins, dates. These are fructose concentrates. When you remove the water, you are just eating pure blood pressure spiking sugar. 1 raisin has the same sugar as a grape, but you can eat 50 of them in a minute. Overripe bananas. As a banana turns brown and gets those spots, the starch turns to simple sugar. If you're over 65, that healthy banana bread is an absolute metabolic nightmare. It's a spike followed by a crash that leaves your arteries inflamed. Does this mean you can never eat fruit again? Of course not. But you have to move like a strategist. You have to choose fruits that provide the phytochemicals without the fructose fallout. You want the nutrients, but you want to avoid the uric acid spike. The Julian Vance green light list. The avocado. Yes, it's a fruit. It has 0 fructose. It is loaded with monounsaturated fats that actually soften the arterial walls and massive amounts of potassium to flush out the salt your kidneys are holding on to. Wild blueberries. These are the gold standard. They are low in sugar and high in anthocyanins, which actually increase nitric oxide production. They do the exact opposite of what grapes do. They are like a repair kit for your blood vessels. Tart lemons and limes. I have my father squeeze half a lemon into his water 3 times a day. The citrate in these fruits is a miracle. It helps the kidneys flush out that excess uric acid that's been stiffening his pipes. It's like a natural drain cleaner for your renal system. My father's switch. We replaced his big bowl of grapes with a half cup of wild blueberries and half an avocado. We added the lemon water. Within 30 days, his lab work came back. His uric acid dropped from 7.5 to 5.2. His blood pressure followed suit, stabilizing at 128/82. He wasn't sick, and he didn't need more drugs. He was just being poisoned by a healthy habit. The supplement industry and the big food corporations want you to keep buying the sweet version of health. They want you to believe that as long as it comes from a tree, it's fine. It's profitable for them. But your heart doesn't care about their profits. It cares about your nitric oxide levels. Go to your kitchen right now. If you have bags of grapes or boxes of raisins, give them to someone who is 20 years old and burning 4,000 calories a day. For you, they are a liability. Switch to the berries, switch to the avocados. Give your liver and your kidneys a break so your arteries can finally relax. I want to hear from you. Have you noticed your blood pressure stays high even when you eat clean? List your typical daily fruits in the comments below. Be honest. I'm going to go through and tell you which ones are helping your heart and which ones are secretly keeping you on that medication. I'm Dr. Julian Vance. Stop taking the sugar-coated advice and start taking care of your heart. I'll see you in the next video.